Is abstinence-only sex ed a good idea? I'm here with Jiminica Eborn from sojim.com, and I'm Kathy Bartoli from the intimacydojo.com, and we have some pretty strong opinions on this.
No!
It is not useful.
Just out the gate. No!
Yep.
My theory is, why are you going to tell someone that you should just not do it when we're all here because someone did it?
Well, and they're full of hormones.
Yeah.
Like, there's these older, most of the time the people advocating for this, a lot of them are older white men that are in their 70s that are like, yeah, I can control myself, why can't they?
Because you're older.
And
You've done it already,
teenagers don't have, their prefrontal cortex is not fully formed.
No.
And they're full of hormones.
So many. So many. I teach predominantly 4th grade through 12th grade. Yes, 4th grade, because questions start even earlier than that. Sometimes some people think 4th grade is too late to have the conversations.
Some of them have already had sex or experimented.
Yeah. I don't think abstinence-only sex ed helps any of us.
Right.
I think we are setting up the future generations for failure.
And shame. If you can't talk about it, it's got to be shameful, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're like, oh, yeah, sex, you're like, wait, what? Is this not okay? Like, we do a question box, anonymous question box, which allows them to ask the questions they may not ask out loud. But there's so many deep, insightful questions. Like, every class, I am amazed at how amazing the adolescents are.
Their brains are, they're curious, they want to understand. We teach them higher math. Why don't we teach them how their body functions?
I mean, that seems better for me if I had known more about my body and how it worked than math, because I can't do math still. So look at there. But sex comes up all the time.
Yeah.
And being inclusive with sex ed, I think, is extremely important. Yeah. Like, what I teach is not just like vaginas, vulvas, penis, testicles, like relationships.
Yes. Communications,
boundaries, how to use a yes, how to hear a no. That's all inclusive in amazing sex ed. But you're not getting that if we're just like, hey, here's the thing, don't do it.
Yeah.
They're going to do it.
Yeah. It feels good. Why wouldn't they do it? But I think there's really evidence that people, if they're not educated about this, people are lost. Like, they could live their whole lives without knowing it. Like, there was a governor in Texas that didn't know where the clitoris was. There was it a senator that was saying that women who are raped have some way of preventing pregnancy. And it's
See my face.
Yeah. And there was, when they were talking, I was reading some tweets in Great Britain, they were talking about taking off the tax of sanitary napkins and tampons. And there were people tweeting going, that's so stupid. Women should just hold it like men do.
Here's the thing. A lot of people that have those opinions do not have the body parts.
Yeah.
To even
offer their opinion. But they also have never been educated that. Like, if they had, they'd be like, oh, women can't hold their period like men don't hold a period. It's not like peeing.
I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But they literally don't know, so they're feeling very angry because maybe they just made an assumption or someone behind the gym lockers told them this is how it works.
Which, even so, in that leads to further shame. Mm-hmm. So I'm laughing and I'm sad about it. Yeah. I'm actually internally sad that this grown humans believe that this is a thing. Like, I'm sure when they said it, they were like, yeah, this is a thing. And everyone's like, no, it's not. Stop this. But being able to teach people to take control of their sexuality and teaching them the right way to go about doing things, we are strengthening our adolescents. Like, we're not hurting them.
Teaching them about safer sex and protection and things that, even if we hope, like we may as a parent go, I hope they're not doing that now. But they go off to college, they're going to need to know it. And hopefully when they go out in the world and they're having good relationships, they know how to, at least what body part their partner is talking about when they say the clitoris.
Because a lot of adults don't know it. Yeah. And even teaching the adolescents, we do a class with the parents first, and the parents are like, can I have a class also? Because
I love that they're willing to ask that.
I never got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the parents sit back and they're like, oh, this is amazing. I also would like a class.
Yeah.
This is why I feel like consulting with parents, which I do, I think is important, because I think it's teaching the kids in school is more important. Teaching them at home is also important.
Yeah.
That's a different connection.
Role
We've
modeling,
talked about that.
understanding.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's amazing. But teaching them like it's just bad is not going to help any of us because they're going to do it. Why not teach them and set them up to excel? Teach them the right ways to protect their bodies, their partner's bodies, to have better conversations.
Make actual educated choices rather than just fumbling along and letting passion take over because they know nothing.
And letting that happen sometimes leads to kids having kids. This can be prevented.
Yeah.
If we just had the conversations that a lot of us are scared to have. And let the kids learn.
Yeah. I just think of like walking around, and I know I felt this because the sex that I had was very brief and didn't talk about, it talked about periods and penis and sperm and vaginas, but that was it. You know, fallopian tubes. And I just felt like I didn't know my body very well. I didn't know about clitoral legs until I was 44.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah, no one talked about it. So like I was walking around with this body where I felt distant from myself. I felt like I don't really understand. Like I understood about kidneys and livers and stomachs and stuff, but I didn't understand about my own sexual pleasure and my genitals.
Yeah, which is so important. It's so important.
I want to feel connected to my body and not ashamed of it. I want to feel like, yeah, I understand what's happening. And if my partner's not doing something, I can say, hey, you know, it would feel better if you did this.
It helps everyone, actually.
Yeah, everyone's happier, less grumpy.
I remember my sex ed, it was separated by gender. But of course, you know, there's more than two genders, and that is how it was separated. But I think it's really important when we do teach. There are some segments that we do, like, you know, for the female-identified folks, we do focus on, you know, like periods, because that's a different talk.
And you have to deal with it.
And we, you know, with some of our male-identified, you know, students, we'll talk about, like, erections
and night emissions and things like that.
Exactly. But then we teach a lot of it together because I think it's really important for whomever, all bodies, all genders, to know how just both work. Yeah. Because you never know how you're going to sexually identify later. You never know how your body may evolve. It's my favorite word of 2018. Yeah. Your body may evolve as you get older, and you know, you learning the different parts of your body, you learn different erogenous zones. You know how to have the conversations to actually ask for what you want.
Well, and I think I've had several partners that were just like male partners that were like, oh yeah, you're on your period, no problem, or do you want me to grab you a tampon? Like just relaxed about it. It was really sexy.
Yeah, but most people are taught like, oh God, you're bleeding to death.
Oh
like I'm
God.
Not. I do it every month. I'm still alive at 30. I've made it.
Yeah, and you can prefer or not prefer to have sex with someone who's on their period. But if you understand it and you're relaxed about it, like it's not so scary. It's just like, oh, humans do this.
Yeah. Moral of the story: let the kids learn. Because teaching them not to do the thing just adds to more shame. Being a teenager, being an adolescent is hard enough. Besides, they hear enough no's. Let them hear a yes to actually learn about their body, learn about relationships, learn about communication, and it helps them be better people.
Well, I don't know of any way to get people, humans of any age, to get them to want to do something more than say, don't do it.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't seem logical to me at all. So if you have questions, please leave them below. We'd love to hear, and we'll do our best to get back to you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Let the kids do it.